Thank you very much for inviting me to speak today in the Humanity House. It's sad that humanity is about to lose this house. I'm, you probably know, an anti-Zionist, an Israeli anti-Zionist that came to Britain in 1972, and I want to relate to what Samir has said about South Africa. I'll keep my points very short because I want to show you more materials. In 1973, I have joined the ANC in London because though I was an unsophisticated, typical Israeli, I could work out that apartheid is wrong. I had some black friends from the ANC in London, and one of them asked me a question in 1973 that changed my life. He said to me, "You've been supporting us, fighting for equality. What about Palestine?" And I looked at him and I didn't understand the question. What about Palestine? And he said to me, "Yes, what about apartheid in Palestine?" Nobody was talking like this in 1973. It changed my life. Now, I just want to say a few things about what you're going to see. I'm working with a colleague, Maysoon Pachachi, who is an Iraqi filmmaker, who's made a lot of documentaries, and we both are friends and wanted to work together for a long time. And it came out because I just finished a book about the historiography of the Zionist project, which is to do with the presentation of the colonial settler state as something else. You all know about that, I assume. And I was saying to Maysoon about 18 months ago how fearful I have become, because I've worked on this book for about 8 years, and the more I read, hundreds of maybe 2,000 books and articles, the more fearful I have become. You know, I thought I know about Zionism, but actually when you read all those stuff, you become much more fearful. And we spoke about the relationship between fear and hope. Of course, there is no hope without fear, because hope is what we need in order to make sure that our worst fears never come true. And my worst fear is the Nakba 2.0. The Nakba is never finished, as Samira said. But now we're talking about finishing the job, as the Israelis now call it. I can't forget the Nakba because I'm as old as the Nakba. That's my age. There's a month between me and the Nakba. How could I ever forget? So what we tried to do when we worked on this film that we started shooting in February is to only interview Israelis and Palestinians, interview men and women, and interview people who are thinking about the solution to the conflict in the terms that Samir has described. In other words, we are not talking to Zionists, because there is nothing to talk to Zionists about. I'm sorry if you disagree with me, but I'm probably the only Israeli in this room at the moment, I assume. And I know Zionists like, you know, I know my face. There is nothing to talk to them about, but about the end of the conflict. That is all the things that Samir has enumerated. And actually I would go a bit further, because I'm a supporter of the one-state solution, because we need to think about the 5.5 million Palestinians who are refugees, sons and daughters and granddaughters of refugees. So the solution, as far as I can see, is not the two-state delusion, which you probably see in the book outside, but a single, democratic, secular state for all the people of Palestine and those Israelis that want to live there. Not a Jewish state, not an apartheid state, none of those things. So the people we talk to are obviously biased. They are against apartheid. There's no point talking to the others from my point of view or from Liaisons. So we have now shot 18 people. We have got 2 people to shoot in January, and then we've got the unthankful job of making 2 hours of 40 hours of material. I've put together unedited clips, so it's about 17 minutes, and you can come back at the question time. Thank you very much.
I just beg of you not to throw away the other 38 hours. I loved, what's her name, Nadira Shalhu, her description of the occupation of the senses.
That's the name of the book.
Yeah, and I think what artivists like yourself are doing constitutes to kind of intifada of the senses. And that would be great to keep working on that. 1 or 2 questions? Or nobody for now?
When do you expect your film to be finished, and what are your plans for launching your film, doing something with it?
I think that we will start editing in February. It will take about 5 to 6 months to finish because it's a very painful task. And I hope that by the end of the summer it will be on some television channels in Europe. I'm not sure about Britain. In Britain, we're not allowed to speak anymore. In Germany, it won't be shown. We're hoping for some other countries, including the Netherlands and France, possibly.
But will it join the Arab film festivals?
Yeah, of course it will be at film festivals, but you know, film festivals are not for people, they're just rather filmmakers and programmers. So,
not necessarily.
no, I'm joking, but...
Every year there is a Arab film festival. And
Sure, we will get it to as many film festivals as we can, but I really want to get it in the summers.
Last Saturday I was in Amsterdam in the Rode Hoed, the Red Hat, a meeting of Tibetan monks and people working in the north of India with the Dalai Lama. And some of the remarks like reality changes you or you changes reality by film, or we have to reframe the conflict, and the positive note about non-violence in Jerusalem, where I have been playing myself, that is Dying King, is that there is no relationship. Also there are Palestinian Ghanaian people, I met them, but there is no relationship between the people from Tibet in India and the Palestinians, not to speak about the Jews. And I feel that it is extremely important that that contact will be established. And I asked the woman who gave a big lecture there, and a good and strong woman, and she had told me, no, we have relations with the Syrians, the Lebanese, and so on, not with the Palestinians.
I'm not sure that it's a question. I obviously agree that there is and should be, and there should always remain a relationship between the Palestinian struggle and other struggles. This is how I started my talk. I was persuaded into supporting Palestine as an Israeli by a black South African fighting apartheid. Of course, that's how I learned about apartheid, from a black South African.
Okay, good for now. Thank you so much, Haim.